Hi, this is Kevin Trainer. Welcome to my tutorial on creating a first Anaconda virtual environment on Windows. And uh, we create the same first virtual env regardless of the course that you're in. Okay, so and for each course that you're in where we're using these tools, there is a document called Instructions for Tool Version Installation in Virtual Environments. And here's the one for the current semester, spring of 2024, and it's the one for IS 430, Foundations of Information Processing. But these are pretty much the same through the part that we're getting to. So we should have already done install Anaconda. We should have already done update Anaconda. And now we're doing create Anaconda virtual environment. And we always create the same one. We create one called E4 Trainer Python course. And it's very important that the names of these virtual envs are the one that you create is exactly the same as the name that we have asked for. This saves us a lot of effort when we're grading the work that you do in the course because um, when we go to grade your work, we're going to be using a virtual env that we created the same way with the exact same name. And in PyCharm, it just automatically finds that and configures it. And if you've called your virtual env something different, either you misspelled it or in in a misguided effort to be creative, you called it something completely different. Then we've got to do about 3 or 4 more clicks in order to grade your work. So uh, for this, you're going to call yours E4 Trainer Python course, okay? And then the packages that we're going to install are going to be whatever's in the list. Okay. And again, refer to the document you have for your course. In the current semester, it'll be Python 3.11, the Jupyter package, which is a meta package. It has all the Jupyter packages, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. And in future semesters, there'll be different versions. Like, it won't be very long before we're doing Python 3.12, and it won't be long before we maybe have a package or two more here. Okay, so um, um, you'll get the spirit from the video about how to install all this stuff and how to get the versions that we're looking for, and use the information in the document that you've gotten for your course in your weekly schedule in order to um, get the definitive list of what we're going to install. Okay? All right. So we're going to work at the Conda command line. Okay. And to do that, in a prior tutorial, we created we put a link down in the taskbar for the Anaconda prompt. So we're going to click on that and open that up. Okay. And again, you should also have access to the Conda by having a link in your weekly schedule. Okay. Or a link to a place from which you're able to download it. Okay, and the Conda cheat sheet looks like this, and this is where I'm getting all of my commands from, right? Okay, so let's see what, if any, Conda virtual envs we already have. So we can type in the command conda space env space list. And you're going to see that the only one that we have here is base. Okay. Well, what if you got here under different circumstances? Like, what if you Uh, if you had an E for trainer Python course and you spelled it the wrong way, or you had an E for trainer Python course for some other course that you took and we were using different versions? What if you wanted to remove E for trainer Python course and start over again? Well, there is actually a remove. Okay. And if you go to the um, if you go to the cheat sheet, the one that seems to work well for me is delete environment by name. So you type conda remove dash n e for a trainer Python course dash dash all. And it'll do some work and you have to confirm, but it would get rid of it. Okay, so anything you need to get rid of, you can get rid of with this. Okay, which would put you in this situation we have here. All right, so how do you create this C for a Trainer Python course? Well, conda space create space dash n space E for Trainer Python course. And E for a Trainer Python course is in all lowercase. Words is separated by underscores, and in Python we call this this way of typing names. We call this snake case, and snake because maybe if you're imaginative, it looks like a snake, and of course the Python is a snake. So now we press enter, and it's going to do some work and ask us for confirmation. And of course, nothing happens too fast. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we can do a Y enter to confirm. And it builds it. All right. Now let's check. I'm going to do a CLS to clear the screen. And then I'm doing conda env list. And there it is. Okay. So before we're able to work with it to install the packages that we want, we need to activate it. Now, the conda virtual env that's activated is whatever's in the parens over here. And so base is currently activated. So we can type in conda space activate E for trainer Python course. Enter. And then you can see in the parens that that's what's activated. Okay, if we want to see a list of the packages that are currently in the virtual environment that's activated, we can type in conda space list. And you're going to see that there isn't anything here. It put out a bunch of headings, and now we're right back to the prompt. So there isn't anything in this. There is a way to create a virtual env that already has a Python installed in it. It's sort of a combination of two commands. I don't find that helpful, so I don't actually do that. So the first thing that we're going to install is going to be the version of Python that we want. And you'll remember we're referring to our document here, and we want Python 3.11. Okay, and we can do it the following way. We can type conda space install Python, and if we want a particular version, equal sign 3.11. Enter. And so it'll do some searching. So here's a list of packages that it would install. So we can see that it's got the package for Python 3.11.5, which is great. And all these other things are a dependency. All these other packages are needed to support Python 3.11. So we're going to confirm it with a y enter. And some things that you install need further downloads, and other things do not. And this does not. So very quickly it's installed. And how do we, again, I'd like to clear the screen, CLS. And now I can type conda space list, enter. And these are the packages that are installed. And you see we've got Python 3.11.5. That's great. All right, and then what's the next one we want? Well, we want the Jupyter meta package, Jupyter with a PY for Python, Jupyter. So we can just type in conda space install space Jupyter with a PY. Okay, and that's a much longer list because the Jupyter notebook infrastructure involves a lot of packages, and now we have to confirm with a y enter. And these are more packages being installed, but it went pretty quickly. And if you want to confirm, you can always do conda list. And we've got a bunch of things, but if you go up in the J's, you can see a lot of Jupyter related packages that we got. Okay, so here we go. The next one I have on my list is NumPy for numerical Python. So let's type conda install NumPy. And again, there are lots of dependent packages. And then let's confirm with a y enter. Okay, and I'm not going to do a conda list every time. The next one I have on my list from that document is pandas. Conda install pandas, enter. All right, so 4 packages for pandas. Let's do a y enter to confirm. Okay, and the next one is matplotlib. So conda install matplotlib. And that's a bigger list. Let's do a y enter to confirm. And we're back. Okay. And the very last one is we have one called Seaborn. So conda install Seaborn. And remember, the list that you might be doing in the semester that you're doing, it might be longer or it might be a slightly different list. So do pay attention to the list that's on the document. Okay, and now enter. And a Y, enter to confirm. Okay, and now I'm just going to do conda space list to see a list of all the packages that are in here. And if we look ahead, let's see if Seaborn's there. Yes, Seaborn's there. Of course, Python 3.11's there. Pandas will be up here. It's in alphabetical order. NumPy is there. They're all here. Very nice. So that's what we're going to need. And again, we create this for all the Python related courses that I do. And we use it for various different things depending upon the course. Okay, now should we do some testing to make sure that we have the things that are supposed to be in our Python virtual environment? Okay, well, we've already activated E4 Trainer Python course. What if we didn't want this activated? Well, we can deactivate it by just saying deactivate. Okay, and now it goes back to base. Okay, or let's activate it again. So conda space activate space E4 Trainer Python course. And um, oh, you know what is funny is apparently I had typed deactivate and I should have done conda deactivate. So let's try that again. Conda deactivate. Okay, that's fine. And now I can say conda activate E4 Trainer Python course. Okay, and we've got a couple things. I'm going to do a CLS because this is looking kind of busy. Let's check out the Python. So we should be able to run Python and see the version that we want. And you can see we've got 3.11.5. Okay, and now we're at the REPL, the read, evaluate, print loop, which is a kind of a command line for the Python interpreter. And okay, and let's quit Python. So you can do it with either the quit function or the exit function. So I'm going to use quit, QUIT, and then open, close paren, enter. And the quit function stops the Python interpreter, so we're out of there. In a lot of my courses, we use Jupyter notebooks, and we have everything installed to run the Jupyter Notebook server. So let's make sure that's running the right way. So we're going to type in Jupyter with a Y space notebook. Okay, and that's going to run the notebook server. Okay, and um, the notebook server wants to bring up a copy of Edge, Microsoft Edge. I'm just going to say OK. And it's going to open in Edge. Okay, now if that didn't work, if it didn't pop up Edge for something, for some reason on your machine, well then um, you would have found uh, to access the server, open this file in the browser or copy and paste one of these URLs. So you could use either URL. In fact, let's try doing that. So we'll take that URL and I'm going to use I don't know why that happened to me. Come back here and use Control C. Having a heck of a time. Control C to copy it. And then I'm going to open up a copy of Edge myself and paste that in. I'm going to do a Control V and enter. And that should take me to the same thing too. Okay. All right, so here we are, and what could we do? Well, let's create a new notebook. So click up here in the upper right on New Notebook. Okay, and it opens up that. And we have to pick the kind of kernel that we want. So we want a Python 3 kernel. That's the default. So select. Okay, and Jupyter Notebook has notebooks have two kinds of cells. One it creates it's a documentation cell that is written in what's called Markdown, and let's create two different cells. So we have one already. And how do we get another cell? Well, we up at the toolbar, we click on the plus sign. You know, we've got two. So let's click on the first one. And what kind of cell is it? Well, it's either a code cell or a markdown cell. So this one is a code cell. And what do we know? Well, it behaves like a code cell. But if we go up to this drop down, we see it's a code cell. But if we take the other option, take the markdown option, it becomes a markdown cell. And if we wanted to have a big title, we can type # space. This is title. Okay. And if we want to execute the cell to render the big title, we can either do a shift enter. Okay. That executed the cell. Now, if we click on it again, you have to click on it a couple times, we get back to the underlying code. And this is a title that I created. Let's add that. And the other way to execute a cell is up with this little play button. So that looks good. All right, so that's how to create a markdown cell. And then a code cell. Let's go to the second cell. And let's just put in some Python because this is a Python notebook. So let's type in print and then some kind of quote. I usually use just an apostrophe. So a parenthesis, a quote, and then I'm going to say, hi, Mom. And then I'm going to close the apostrophes and put a right a paren. This is a proper Python for a print. And again, I want to execute this. Now, the one that I used to like, the one that I like here is I like the play button. You can do a shift enter, but I'm just going to hit the play. And it executed it and printed hi mom, and now it gave us a new cell. Okay, and this is currently called untitled. Okay, and you can actually come up here and change it. Let's change untitled to my underscore first Jupyter with a Y notebook and uh, in snake case, which is the way I like to do them. And we're going to click rename it. And now that's what that's called. Okay, and if we close the tab, then we have to say we want to leave. And when we come back here, this is the main Jupyter server page. You can navigate to various notebooks. Um, we could come here and go to running, and if we wanted to shut down the server, we could do it from here. But instead of that, I'm just going to close the browser, and I'm going to go back to the server window, which I seem to have lost. This is probably minimized, yeah. So I'm just going to maximize that again. And you just click in the command line window and do Control C. Control C. And there it is. All right. It took a lot. I had to hit it a couple times. Right. There are times when you hit a Control C and if you don't confirm it with a Y enter fast enough, it you lose your chance. So I hit a whole bunch of Control C's, and that seems to have done the job. All right, so now I'm going to do an exit to close that. And on Windows, when you type exit into a command line window, the window disappears. And not only does it shut down the the shell process, but it closes the window. So there we are. We have created our first virtual env, and we've seen the tools that we can do it with, and we've done a little testing to show that we can run Python, and then also we can run the Jupyter Notebook server, and we had a little fun with that. So that's it for the tutorial. I'm going to say bye until next time. Bye bye.